So in this video, we are going to continue to solve proportions, and they're going to get a little bit more complex as we move down here because they're going to start to include a binomial. Whoops, we will get there. So that was actually part of the last video, what you just saw. So with these ones, this is just our basic form for a proportion. So we have a ratio equaling a ratio or a fraction equaling a fraction. So we start to solve this just like we did in the last video. We're going to cross multiply. So we go 7 times 12, and that's going to equal our other cross multiplication of v times 11. So now we have 7 times 12, which we get 84, equals v times 11, we get 11v. So now I don't want to know what 11v is, I want to know what just 11 is. So I'm going to divide both sides by 11, and 84 divided by 11 is 7.6. 11 divided by 11 is 1, so I'm left with just v. All right. So now, with this next one, it's a little bit, like I said, a little bit more complex, but not too crazy. But we're still going to do cross multiplication. So we're going to cross multiply. We're going to have 5 times 6, and that's going to equal, with this one we have w plus 4, and I'm going to do times 4 like this. So it's the whole binomial times 4. So now we have to distribute. So we have 5 times 6, which is 30. And don't remember, we have to distribute this. So it's going to be 4 times w, and 4 times 4 equals 16. So now we're just going to solve this like we would any other equation. I'm going to try to get w by itself. So I'm going to look at what's being added or subtracted on the same side as a w. So I'm adding 16, so I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. 30 minus 16, let's see, we get 14 there. The 4w drops down because I haven't done anything with it. 16 minus 16 cancels out. And now I can undo this multiplication by dividing by 4 on both sides. And 14 divided by 4 would be 3.5. And then 4 divided by 4 would be 1, so w drops down. I can also leave this as a fraction because I could simplify and divide by 2. So I could say it could be 7 over 2. So 7 over 2 or 3.5. Either answer would be accepted on Alex, but make sure you simplify. 14 over 4 would not be accepted because it's not simplified. So just be careful about that little piece. All right. So we're going to do one more of these. Same idea, binomial. It's just the binomial's on the bottom now, but same idea. So we're going to go 6 times x minus 3. And then 15 times x. So now we have more than one x. That's also a new one. We have 2 variables here. So I'm going to distribute the 6. So we get 6 times x, and then 6 times negative 3, which would be 18, negative 18, equals 15x, because that was a times there. So now I want to make sure I bring these variables together. So I'm going to subtract 6x from this side, because it's a positive 6x, and I want to take the entire piece here. I'm not doing the division yet. I'm just taking the entire piece, the entire term, and moving it over to the other side because I want to bring the x's together. I want to get all the variables on one side. So 6x minus 6x cancels out, and I have negative 18 equals 15 minus 6. We get 9x. So now I can do the multiplication piece. 9 times x, the opposite of multiplication is division. So negative 18 divided by 9, well, negative divided by a positive is going to be negative. 18 divided by 9 is 2. 9 divided by 9, any number divided by itself is 1. So x is left over. So x must be negative 2 in this case. All right, so that was solving some more proportions. So using cross multiplication, go ahead and go on Alex and give that a try.